Well, good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, I've got about a cup of pumpkin left from making dog biscuits the other day. So I am going to make up some bread. Now, I much prefer a yeast-based pumpkin bread to instant style with baking powder, which is more of a cakey sort of thing. We're going to start with 4 cups of flour. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I use brown sugar for this one because I like that molasses sort of aftertaste. That little bit of extra flavour works better than a white sugar or a raw sugar for this one. Next, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of milk powder, 2.5 teaspoons of dry yeast, about 1/4 cup of melted butter that has been left to cool down a bit. Do not pour hot melted butter over your yeast because you will kill it. Our cup of pumpkin. And I've got 2 eggs here. I'm gonna add one directly in, and the other one I'm going to save the white, and that's what we're going to use for our glazing agent. With egg, you can use it in a few ways for glazing. If you use white only, it'll add gloss to it. It's not necessarily going to brown it more. Both white and yolk will make it gloss and also brown. And if you just do the yolk, then it's going to help with the brown but not gloss up. And I'm after a glossy finish on this, so we're just going to use white for that. 1 egg and 1 yolk, we're going in. So this is an enriched bread because of the addition of the butter and the egg to it. Okay, I've probably got a little over 1/2 cup towards 3/4 cup of warm water. I'm only going to add in probably about 1/3 cup at the moment. And we'll just see what the texture's like. And we'll just put that on to mix. Okay, even at this early stage, I can see that's going to come out a lot drier than what I'm after. Generally, when I'm using the mixer, I run a wetter dough. It just makes it easier for the mixer to knead it. So we'll go in. I think I'll go in with all of that. See how it goes. Okay, that's almost all come together now, and you can see there's still some in the bottom there, and the dough's a little bit stiff. Running a stiff dough in a mix is just a great way to burn out the motor on it. So in we go with a bit more water. Okay, that's all come together now. As you can see, it's a fairly damp dough. I'll just keep an eye on it, make sure it stays that way, and I'll let that knead in the mixer for 5 minutes. At the end of our 5 minutes, just going to grease up a bowl. As you can see, that dough's come together nicely. Just get it all up out of the bottom. As I said, I run a pretty wet one because I want to make sure that I'm not going to kill the motor. And as you can see, we've got a nice bounce back. You can see the stretchy grains of the gluten when we do that. So yeah, it's looking good. It's ready to go for the rise. So into the grease bowl we go. A little bit of oil over the top and a little bit of a cling film over that. And we'll just leave that in a nice warm spot for an hour and let that rise up. So we'll come back in an hour and see where it's at. All right, here we are an hour later. As you can see, lovely rise on it. So we'll just take the cling film off the top and put that aside, because we will use that again. And we'll just knock the air out of that. A little bit of flour on the bench. Turn our dough out. Okay, for this one I'm doing a 4-strand braid, so we need 4 pieces. In half, half again. There we go, 4 even pieces. Okay, easy to shape them into a sausage sort of shape before you get going. And then we just roll them out. Try not to get too much flour on it, because it will stop it sticking together too well while we're braiding. All right, this is our first one, and I'll just go through and do the same thing with the rest of them. Anytime you get a bit of a dry bit and won't stick together, a little bit of water, moisten it up, and that should all stick again there. With our braiding process, we need to get our ends sticking together, and they do have a little bit too much flour on them, so just a bit of warm water, pastry brush, just dampen that down. Okay, so just bring them together, get a little bit of a twist, and tuck it underneath. So, the braiding process. Split them out. We will cross these two over. Bring this one from underneath. Cross that one in. Bring this one from underneath. And cross that one in. And we will just continue that process. So 2 center ones up, bring the outside one in, comes in, goes over the top. Again, 2 center ones up, outside one in, back in, over the top. Up, in, and over. Up, in, and over. we just keep that process going all the way to the bottom. Then when we get to the bottom, again, dampen it all up. Bring it together. And just tuck that end in. Just tighten up that plait. Okay, we will get rise at this point, and that will help to bring in, to close off any of these sort of gaps where it had a bit too much flour. All right, once we've got it all in shape, we go onto our baking paper lined sheet. And again, just adjust the length a little bit. A bit of a tuck, neaten it up. Okay, and then cover it back up again with our plastic. The same side that was down is down again. It's got a little bit of the oil left on it, so it's going to stop it from sticking. And we'll leave it for 30 minutes this time, let it rise up and be back again. And there we are, our rise time is complete, oven's warmed up. As you can see, it's puffed up nicely. So our egg white that was left before, just lightly beaten. You just want to break down the proteins in it. You're not trying to put air into it. And we're just going to paint that up with the egg white, and that should give us a nice glossy shine when it comes out of the oven. And off we go to the oven. Should be about 25-30 minutes on about 175 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. So see you back in a little bit. And there we are, looking nicely done. We will turn it out. Try to be a little bit more tender than it was. Should have that nice hollow sound on the underside. Oh, hot bread. And we shall leave that to rest, to cool down. And once it cools down a bit, then we'll have a taste test. Here we are, all nice and cooled down. You can see how the egg whites worked on it. We've got that nice glossy surface on it. Didn't need to use the egg yolk because of what's in it, the sugars in the pumpkin and that sort of thing. It's gonna form a nice caramelization on the crust anyway. So we get that lovely dark brown color, and that's from the caramelization of the pumpkin and the sugar and that sort of thing. So looking beautiful. All right, now we'll cut off the end section where everything's pinched together so we can actually see the bread itself. All right, a beautiful fine crumb to it, looking absolutely gorgeous. You can see where it's been plaited, it's all come together. It's now all homogeneous, apart from, you know, obviously little bits of it. Now the important part is, how does it taste? and it's absolutely delicious. Nice sweet pumpkin undertones to it. It's not overpoweringly pumpkin, and that's really not what you want. You want that colorization, the bit of flavor in it, and it's going to make a great accompaniment to a soup, to a stew, or something like that. All right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.